Hello everyone, and welcome to VOD of Consciousness with Sientir. I'm Sientir, and I like maps. So I checked out the previous episode, and it appears that the encoding issues caused a lot of freezing of the frames. Fortunately, the audio turned out okay. I am going the exact opposite direction than I wanted to go. I've tried changing things up a little bit. Notably, I tried changing the container that I'm recording to a different type. We'll see what the end results of everything are. I hope things go okay. I don't know that they will, but we'll find out together. So that's kind of why I thought my inventory's still full. But yeah, I took some time to watch back the previous episode, and it looks like the encoding overloading just means that the video is choppy. So my apologies for that, and I guess I will try to figure out what I can do to make sure that doesn't happen, but no guarantees of smoothness. I think this episode is... Of course, you move like a dwarf's not going to work. These guys can't be knocked down. I should know that. Yet, I tried to do it anyway. Try to you move like a dwarf of pine soul too. That's not going to work any better. Let's see. I think what I'm going to do here is, for no particular reason, make my way up to the Iron Mines of Mullidoon, clear out my inventory, and then go further north. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because I want to do some of the Eye of the North stuff. No particular reason. It just sounds like it would be good times. That was the game jittering right there, not the recording. Ha! Interrupted Earthshaker. The other thing that I was noticing is when I'm not talking, it's kind of noticeable absence. So I'm going to try to figure out what I want to talk about specifically right now, and hopefully it'll be interesting. There's definitely been some stuff that I've... Like, this is the thing that's kind of interesting, is that I'm like, oh, this would be interesting to talk about on VOD of Consciousness, and I think about it like 2 days ago, and by now I've kind of forgotten what it was. I guess one of the things that I'll mention now that I mentioned that I was thinking about talking about, it's a rather heavy subject, but I recently, last night was it, read a post on Facebook somebody had shared or commented on, so I was seeing it in my rare looking through my Facebook newsfeed. That was written by one of the mothers that had a child, thankfully survived, but in one of the recent school shootings, and it was heartbreaking. It was one of those things where you never want anybody to have to go through it. The problem that we have with this, I don't know why I did that, national discussion about these sorts of things is that we want an easy solution. And by easy, I mean a solution that seems like it will work, that will cover every case, so we can stop worrying about these horrific events happening. Because they happen. They happen way too much. And nobody wants them. Because they're terrible. They're tragedies. They're utter tragedies. And so the conversation always turns into an argument about things like gun control or mental health, and it's like there's sides that are invested in various narratives, I suppose, or what's the right phrase? Different people have different ideas of what the best solution is. And so there's the argument that's effectively, we need to stop people from being evil, and we need to stop the evil people from being able to get weapons that can kill people. And then the argument is, but you won't stop the evil people, you'll stop just the good people from having weapons, because they're the people who obey the law, And then all of the evil people will still acquire their weapons of death and destruction through whatever various means. Earthbound Elementalist? No, it's probably Ranger then. Yeah, it's not worth anything either. And so on and so on, and the argument goes back and forth. And somebody says, well, if we did it this way, that would solve the problem. And somebody else says, if we did it this way, that would solve the problem. It's Scouts is what I was thinking of. Who uses Sentry? Oh, maybe that's a general one. Yeah, it's not worth anything either. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping around in spots. Okay, Axe Mastery is not especially worth anything. I'll salvage it. Oh, not bad. Anyway, where I'm kind of going with this is that there isn't an easy solution. There is unfortunately no easy solution to the tragedies that keep befalling us. And I wish that there was. I wish that there was an easy solution, but I think we could probably get some more gun control through if it didn't turn into a friggin' partisan shouting match. Which is unfortunate because it prevents actually helpful measures from going through. And yeah, stuff with mental health might be able to help. And I think there's a strong argument that there should be some sort of mental health professional in schools. But the thing is, there isn't an easy solution. There's only the vigilance that we all would have to have in order to be able to try to address these things. And unfortunately, that's not an easy solution. That's a hard solution. That's saying... Oh, yeah, okay. That's why. But the hard solutions are saying we have to try to do what we can in our communities to pay attention to what's going on, to address the problems. It's like there's no easy solution, unfortunately. And we need to do what we can on all fronts, I think. We're not going to be able to, like, ban guns. That's just not going to work. Not in this country. And I'm trying to decide. Well, I don't have the skill that I'd really want, so whatever. We'll just roll with this. Actually, I kind of want to bring that or this or something. Sorry, I'm thinking through my build a little bit, which is a little off from this. It's not bad. I actually kind of want to put fragility and aptitude on there because that seems like fun. And then let's put on blazing spear because that works well with that combination of things. Okay. And aptitude's maybe a little redundant now that I think about it. Oh, whatever. Does a nice chunk of damage. You know what? I just do want to... What's that? Crippling Anguish. Anyway, where my brain was at. So, like I said, banning guns isn't going to work. Not in the United States. We have too much of a gun culture. There's too many already out there. You're not going to be able to get people to turn them in. I know that there's a lot of... Oh, this guy's going to remind me I can go somewhere, isn't he? Oh, no. Yes. Gunner's Hold. I should go do that. Just that way these people stop telling me about it, for one thing. No, not the Dwarven guy. Not Gunnar, Pound Fist. What sort of name is that, anyway? Okay, I'm completely absorbed at the moment with trying to find this NPC. I'm told is in this zone, probably up by Gunnar. Or not, you know, could be not over here. Okay, isn't near Magni the Bison? That's the next logical place to check. Yeah, okay, there it is. But yeah, like I said, gun control is just not going to work. It's not going to politically work. As much as people want it to, as nice as it sounds, it's not going to politically work. And I think that there is some amount of water in the argument that if you ban firearms, then the outlaws are going to have them. And that's that. Now, on the other hand, you also have, I want to actually put this title on because this gives me bonus health while I'm in Norn territory, so I might as well use it. But on the other hand, you also have an argument that people should be more careful about making weapons easily available to minors, for example, because a lot of these school shootings are being perpetrated by minors, you know, students. And if they can't actually, you know, easily grab a parent's firearm or a relative's firearm, then that does make it harder. You know, is that worth doing? I don't know. It's certainly something that I think parents should be thoughtful about. But, you know, parents are often going to be predisposed to look positively on their own kids. Not always, but often. So it's not easy from that standpoint either. It's just one of those issues where you run into a lot of nuance in that regard. Then you also have other concerns. So there are aspects of... I think one of the big things that needs to happen too, there are aspects of mental health concerns that in particular have to do with wanting fame or notoriety or to be infamous. I'm certainly not an expert on this particular issue, and I'm not going to try to pretend to be. It does seem to me, though, that there is a lot of copycat sort of fame aspects to this. And if it was made clear that this isn't actually going to be a way to get famous anymore, it might help. I don't know. I definitely think that that's something, though, that could happen, is instead of obsessing over these killers, what they did, why they did it, how they did it, all of that, we would be better off looking at the stories of the victims, looking at the stories of their families, how it impacted them, how it impacted their survivors, of making sure that we're doing what we can to care for those people and not giving a ton of press, a ton of publicity, a ton of infamy to the cruel, evil, demented individuals who've committed these heinous acts. And, I mean, to some extent, I'm hesitant to call an individual evil on the basis that they've performed evil actions, but it's true, there's a wickedness there. And something like that needs to be addressed as well. We have to be careful not to ignore evil. I don't think anybody is, per se, but I don't know. I'm just talking out loud mostly. That's what the show's about. after all. It's a very real problem. It's a very, very real problem. And it has to be taken with utmost seriousness. It has to be addressed very seriously. And the problem that we run into is there's just a bunch of shouting back and forth. There's a bunch of partisan politics shouting, and it's not stopping these school shootings from occurring. That to me says the partisan shouting isn't working. What a shock. Ergo, something better needs to be done. Something that will actually be able to work. And I don't know how to accomplish that in today's political climate, because there's just so much, what's the term, value, money to be had, position to be had, that partisan shouting seems to be all we have anymore. There's no concessions to the other side that maybe they have a point. As soon as you start conceding ground, even if you agree, it's losing. And this partisanship isn't helping. It isn't helping the country heal. It isn't helping the country come together. And it isn't helping to stop tragedy. So it's not doing anything. It might be aggrandizing yourself. You might be raising your own appearance, but what's that accomplish? It doesn't accomplish anything of value, that's for sure. These things aren't maelstroming us, are they? No, they're just throwing... Oh, great. We'll get slowed. So anyway, I suppose that's the bulk of my rant, I suppose, on the topic. I want no more posts like that to have a reason to be written. I want no more parents to have to go through that pain. And I don't want students to die, and I don't want the survivors to have to go through the trauma of that experience. And for that, we need people to let go of their positions and try to figure out how we can come to the middle ground and make change together. So anyway, that's going to go ahead and wrap things up for me today. Until next time, everyone, take care. Bye-bye.